remove this. Well, I guess I can pull it up. Yes. Yes. Just some quick little food. Some Psalms 37.
Con. I'm gonna go ahead and open up.
All right.
First and foremost, we want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to the Most High God Yahweh, by Hashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shah. So today's Through the Spirit, we're going to read Psalms 37. This isn't gonna be a in-depth breakdown. We're just kind of gonna get the simple understanding, the base level of understanding from this Psalm of David, right? So let's just go ahead and get into it, right? It's 40 verses, just go ahead and get into it. Psalm chapter 37 and verse 1. A psalm of David. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity, for they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb. So this first verse is very powerful. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, and neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity. This is something that um, I find myself falling into sometimes. Even King David said he fell into this at one point in time, right? His foot was almost slipped. He became envious at workers of iniquity, at sinners. Why? This world is given into the hand of the wicked. The hand of the wicked prosper in this world. Wicked men, wicked women. The only way you what is it called? I said process. What's the word?
I don't know.
Prosper. There we go.
Yeah.
When you prosper, the only way you prosper in this world is by being wicked. A lot of the times when you're trying to get the big bucks, when you're trying to be big, and especially for our people, when we trying to go and be famous, they make you do certain things and give up your morals and sell your soul and so on and so forth, right? So we're not supposed to be envious at these things that they have. And David gave us a reason why. It says, "For they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither the green herb." They're going to be cut down. Even Moses told us, he said he'd rather go through affliction with his people than enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. It's only for a small period that these people are going to enjoy this wickedness in this wicked society. But verse 3, it says, "Trust in the Lord and do good, so shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed." This is going back to the curses and blessings of Deuteronomy. If we trust in the Lord, if we do good, which is law, statute, commandment, we have faith, we're going to dwell in the land and we're going to be fed. Nobody's going to come and take our land, take our crops, take from us anymore, right? It says, "Delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart." We're supposed to enjoy serving the Most High God. The desires of your heart um should be righteous desires, right? And if they are righteous desires, the Most High God to give those things to you. It's a small thing in the eyes of the Lord. He can get it over to you real quick, easy. Say a man desires, say a man desires a huge family. Say a man desires a farm. Say a man desires his own place, as in you know his closest neighbor is 5 miles away. Say he desires that. The Lord can give that to that brother. He a righteous brother. The desire isn't wicked. He's not desiring. He's not desiring just damn. I just want this Tesla. I want this Tesla because I seen Rico got a Tesla. I know Rico got this Tesla and I kind of want. That's covetousness. You desiring another man's things. You trying to be on the same level as him. You trying to be in competition. That's not the Lord. The Lord not finna give you that then,
Mm-hmm.
right? Let's keep reading. Verse 5. "Commit thy way unto the Lord, trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. He shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the noonday. Rest in the Lord, and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in the way, Slaki, who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wickedness. Slaki, somebody texted me and I didn't know who it was. It says, because the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. So verse 6, it says, he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, meaning we're going to be rewarded. Our reward is going to be shown to the whole world. The reward of the righteousness is going to be like light. Everybody sees the sun. That's the major source of light right now, the sun. That's how the world is going to see our righteousness. It's going to shine forth like that. People are going to know your name for following the Lord and standing with the Lord so stiffly, right? And thy judgment as the noonday, meaning it's going to come swiftly. Judgment is going to come quick, just like noonday does. I'm going to keep reading. Rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way. Meaning, don't be that Israelite that gets tired of being patient, that gets tired of waiting on the Lord, and you say, F it, I'm finna go out here and get it on my own. I'm finna do it my way. I'm finna join myself to this wicked society because they're prospering, right?
Mm.
I remember it was one brother mentioned, he said, the world just got to me. How did the world get to him? Because he was fretting. He seen how people in the world got down. He enjoyed it. He wanted to do it. He got tired of waiting on the Lord. He went back to the world. Right? Verse 8. Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil. So he says, cease from anger, meaning all sources of anger, any type of anger, cease from it. It's not going to prosper in anything. It's actually going to dilute the wisdom that you have. It's going to dilute the logical thinking that you have. If you're angry, you're not thinking in a normal mindset. You wouldn't make the same decisions you would make if you weren't angry. That's why he says cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil. Why did he mention evil in the same sentence as he's mentioning anger and wrath? Anger and wrath tend to lead to things that are evil.
Right.
9 times out of 10, anger and wrath tend to lead to things that are evil. That's why he's telling you to cease from it. It says, for evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth. It's saying what it's saying. For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. Yea, it says, thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall be not. What is that going into? Just wait a little bit. Keep waiting on the Lord. Soon, the wicked won't be here anymore. The wicked won't run the world anymore. They won't run the society. They won't be the world power.
Okay.
It
Hey,
says, go ahead.
Since it's 40 verses, I'll jump in there at 20 and I'll do 20 through 40.
All right, Con.
Okay.
It says, thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. You may go even search for the wicked during this time of righteousness. You may search for the wicked. You may search for the rulership of the wicked, but it's not going to be, because the righteous are going to be in rulership. The Israelites are going to be in rulership. Yahweh is going to be on the throne of David. You can go search for it, but it's not going to be. It says, verse 11, but the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. So the meek, the humble, the lowly of spirit, they're going to inherit the earth. Just like Ezra said, the world was made for our sakes. That's what we're going to be inheriting, the world. And we're gonna delight ourselves in the abundance of peace, tranquility, calmness. We don't have to worry about getting robbed anymore. We don't have to worry about getting killed anymore, getting our shoes stolen from us, protecting something from. We don't have to worry about that no more. It's going to be an abundance of peace. It says, the wicked plotteth against the just, and gnasheth upon him with his teeth. When I read Clement, Clement gave an excellent breakdown about this. What does it mean? He says, he said, what say ye about those who punish the righteous? Were those men themselves righteous? Were the men that threw Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, were they law abiding citizens? Were they Mosaic keepers? Did they trust in the Lord with all their heart? No, they didn't. It was the wicked. Guess what they did? They plotted on Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. The wicked also plotted on Daniel. They said this man is blameless, so we have to find the error in him. What did they do? They had to go out and make a decree. If any man is to pray or prophesy or do anything in the name of their God, then throw him in the fire or throw him in the lion's den. They caught Daniel praying. Hey, king, this is what it says. You got to throw him in the lion's den. The wicked plotted against the just and gnasheth upon him with his teeth. Meaning they're waiting on us to slip up. Just like the Pharisees was plotting on Yahushua, waiting on him to slip up. They're biting down, gripping down on their teeth, just waiting. Like, damn, I can't wait till this nigga mess up. Please do something wrong. Please slip up somewhere. Please slip up over here. Slip up over. I need you to mess up. That's what they meditate on. Verse 13. It says, the Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. The Lord laughs at those wicked men, at those evildoers, because the Lord knows, man, his judgment is coming to him. He's trying to set up my righteous servant. Judgment is coming to him. Here's another example at the Lord laughing at the wicked, right? Mocking and scoffing at the wicked. Verse 14. It says, the wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy, to slay such as be of upright conversation. Their sword shall enter their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. It says, a little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked. All right. So it says the wicked is drawn out the sword and bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy, to slay such as be of an upright conversation. That's exactly what they do. Just like we read the verse above, they plot on the just. But they don't know their end. It says the wicked have drawn out the sword. It says, but their sword shall enter their own heart. One example it is just like one of the Assyrian kings. He had his sword out against Israel during the time of Hezekiah. Hezekiah put him to flight. Next thing you know, his own kids killed him. His own kids killed him. Those that's supposed to inherit his name. The Lord will get a crazy punishment out for you, just like that. Another example, Antiochus. He used to punish men and torture men in their bowels. Guess how he died? An incurable and invisible disease in his bowels. That's the sword being drawn, but it's going into their own heart, right? It's going to be the none effect. Verse 16, it says, a little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked. And this is true. This is why the very, very first scripture says, fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity. The only way you're going to be envious is because the possessions that they have, all these great things that they have. But them men being wicked, it doesn't amount to the little that you have being righteous. That's why we stack our treasures up in heaven. We stack our treasures in the high places, Verse 17. For the arms of the wicked shall be broken, but the Lord upholdeth the righteous. The Lord knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied. It says this is a faith booster. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time. We're going to be bold as a lion. We're going to know who we serve. We know the God who we serve. We shouldn't be fretting. We shouldn't be nervous. We shouldn't be discouraged or scared or ashamed, anything in that time, because we know the God we serve. We know he's going to protect us. It says, and in the days of famine, they shall be satisfied. This can be talking about both of them, the famine of bread or the famine of wisdom. Both of them, we're going to be satisfied. right? Did the Most High God not feed Elijah? Did the Most High God not feed the birds? Does he not feed the ox? Does he not feed every other animal on this planet? And yet, are we not better than them, his chosen people? The Lord is going to feed us. Verse 20, it says, but the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of the Lord shall be as the fat of lambs, and they shall consume, and to smoke shall they consume away. It's on you.
So like, yeah, I'm marking up my sword.
Straight.
Jeez. This chapter is crazy, bro.
Yeah, it actually is.
It touched on everything, dog. So verse 20. All right, let me do it up here. Sheesh. 19 was lit. All right. Psalms 37 and verse 20, it says, but the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of the Lord shall be as the fat of lambs. They shall consume into the smoke. They shall consume away. So if you know anything about the law, you know when it comes to the fat of the lambs, it would be an offering unto the Lord. This is how the wicked this is how they're going to perish in a similitude. They're gonna be sacrificed. It tell you in Proverbs that he saveth the wicked unto the day of destruction. Loosely paraphrasing. It says the wicked borroweth and payeth not again, but the righteous showeth mercy and giveth. Don't be the wicked one who borrows and don't pay back. Aharon, I don't know if you remember this. I got you a spray thingy, if you know what I'm talking about. You can spray the yard with. I just made me think of that.
Yeah, it's all good.
Okay. It says, but the righteous showeth mercy and giveth. So this is what's going to separate the men from boys, by being able to show mercy and still giving sometimes when people don't even deserve it, right? This is what separates the men like King David from the boys, man. He was very merciful, right? He had a man trying to destroy him, trying to take his head, and he spared him. That's mercy. It says, for such as be blessed of him shall inherit the earth, and they that be cursed of him shall be cut off. So we know how you become cursed by breaking the Most High God's laws. That's how people get cut off. If you want them blessings, keep the commandments, like it's saying Deuteronomy 28 and 1. It says, the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delighteth in his way. And this is the kind of man you want to be. You want to let the Most High God order your footsteps. It tells you that the Most High God controls the king's heart. You don't want to be the guy who's constantly always trying to control every little thing. It tells you carefulness bringeth age before the time. So if you're constantly trying to control everything, you're going to see that you're aging quickly. You're not going to be able to enjoy the fruit that the Most High, you're not going to be able to enjoy the food and the fruit that the Most High God put on your plate. Just allow the Most High God to work, right? And it'd be so beautiful whenever you just let the Most High God do his thing, things fall into place, and you know it's from the Most High God, because there's no way that you could have made that happen, right? So if God was just like, okay, we're going to do it your way would suck. Let's let the Most High God do it. It says, though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down, for the Lord upholdeth him with his hand. And this is true. Whenever you obey the Most High God, you can't lose. If you slip, like that's a lesson from the Most High God. I understand now. The Most High God protect me, you know. But it's not like that for evildoers. They slip, they fall. That's that. It says, I have been young and now am old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. So when it all comes down, when it boils down, when stuff really hits the fan, if you're obeying the Most High God, you're not going to be forsaken, right? The Most High God is going to take care of you, right? Yahushua hit the scene, and as soon as he hit the scene, he went over this in Matthew chapter 6, how the Most High God takes care of even the birds. The lions get food. He takes care of the flowers. He takes care of everything. Everybody eats. So a righteous man on earth, he's not going to be lacking. He's going to have everything he needs. It says he is ever merciful and lendeth, and his seed is blessed. Depart from evil and do good, and dwell forevermore. You do good, you're going to get everlasting life. And we know what good is. Obeying the Most High God. Obedience is key. It says, for the Lord loveth judgment. This is a wake-up call for y'all. I'm actually going to mark this. I'm working on my new sword, so that's why I've been marking my Bible up more. This right here, when I first seen this scripture, y'all, it gave me a lot of understanding on who we serve. It says he loved judgment. He loves that. It says, and forsaketh not his saints. They are preserved forever. So the saints are going to be preserved forever. But the seed of the wicked, they're going to be cut off. It says, the righteous shall inherit the land and dwell therein forever. So, Lord willing, we keep rehearsing these righteous acts. We start perfecting ourselves every day, day in and day out. I mean, day in and day out. We're trying to obtain this perfection through Hamashiach. It says, and those are going to be the men who actually dwells in the land. Man, that's the best land on earth. The best place on earth to be. And we haven't even seen it in its glory. The land of Israel, we haven't even seen it in its glory. Like, you can go to Israel right now and be like, wow, this all belongs to us. But that's not even in its glory. We haven't seen it flourishing. We haven't seen the grapes on the vine. We haven't seen the wheat growing up and how tall it is and how abundance it is and how you don't have to go over there and water plants. The rain hits it just right. The elevation, everything is just, we haven't seen it in its glory. We haven't seen Jerusalem. We haven't seen Israel in its glory, man. I can't explain that enough. It tells you in Second Ezra chapter 12, if I'm not mistaken, that the world has lost its youth, and the world is decaying. Species is being removed. I mean, the water's all defiled because people don't know how to just let the ecosystem be the ecosystem. We taking all the good stuff that cleans the water out and we eating it. All of the stuff that, it's just crazy. We don't get to see Jerusalem in its fullness. But imagine whenever the righteous inherit the land. I mean, you're going to have a beautiful temple dedicated to the Most High God. I mean, Lord willing, it's even better than it was when Solomon built it. I mean, see-through gold. I mean, rubies on each gate. I mean, I would love to be able to see that. But the key is we got to be righteous to inherit the land and dwell there forever. It says, the mouth of the righteous speaketh wisdom, and his tongue talketh of judgment. And that's what righteous men conversations is about. You know, even when me and Aharon joking around, we still using wisdom. Any of our jokes, a lot of our jokes revolve around the Bible. You know, like that's the kind of person we've been developing ourselves into. That's the kind of person the Most High God has developing us into. And when we talk, even though we're not allowed in this time to actually sentence people with judgments, we still make judgment calls with the wisdom that the Most High God gives us. We still getting our mind prepared for if we do have to make judgment calls and sentence people to judgment. This is the kind of mindset that the Most High God has been putting us in. That's the kind of spirit he put on us. So of course we're not sentencing people to death, but through these precepts, we're getting ready for that kind of seat if the Most High God gives that to us, because we got to be prepared. Okay, if a man does this, let's look at the law. What does the law say? Okay, he's supposed to be burned with fire according to this. Okay, we're not going to go do that because we got Yahushua, we got things that certain prophecies got to take place. But now we got that understanding, like, okay, he's supposed to die for that. So the Most High God has been strategically setting these men up that you see on the highways and byways teaching. And that's why we have an abundance of respect for them brothers, man. It says the law of his God is in his heart. None of his steps shall slide. Right. And this is what we got to do. The law has to be in our heart. And we all know your heart in the Bible, 9 times out of 10, it's not talking about the muscle that pumps blood. It's talking about your mind. So if the laws are on your mind, your steps, they're going to be more sure. You're not going to make that many mistakes. Why? Because you're following the law, statutes, and commandments of God. It says the wicked watcheth the righteous and seeketh to slay him. That's nasty. I got that one highlighted. The wicked watcheth the righteous and seeketh to slay him. So if you forget what we're up against, reading these precepts, it makes you more alert. It makes you alert. Because sometimes me, myself, I forget where we are in a prophecy, where we are in history, what's finna be history, where we are in you got to measure the times. The wicked are watching us. They are watching us. They're always watching us, and they want to kill us. It's been like that all throughout history, but sometimes you get caught up in your life and in your family and pets and games and movies and food and just high holy days. Sometimes you just forget and you need a quick reminder. Don't forget who you're dealing with. Don't forget what you're in this for. They're trying to kill us. And it's easy to forget that. It's easy to kind of just let that slip your mind, but you can't. If you forget that, you don't come into these scriptures and get that reminder. If you're not around brothers and sisters who's going to speak on that and remind you, you're going to end up going back to the world and thinking everything is good, but it's not. It says the Lord will not leave, the Lord will not leave him in his hand nor condemn him when he is judged. So basically, if you're a righteous man, he's not gonna be able to get you, right? Because the Most High God gonna protect you. They're not gonna be able to just do whatever they want with you. It says, wait on the Lord and keep his ways. And this is key. I ain't even got through the rest of the verse. Wait on the Lord. Keep his way. That means be patient and keep commandments. I always say this: when in doubt, keep the commandments, man. Just be patient, stay still. Know that he, the Most High God, he's gonna take care of it. That's why you serve him. This is why we serve him, because he takes care of stuff. He handles it. All you got to do is obey him. Simple stuff, right? And he shall exalt thee to inherit the land when the wicked are cut off. Thou shalt see it. And we're going to witness. We're going to be eyewitnesses on how the Most High God destroys our enemies. It says, I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree. This is, if you say that the Bible is not real, come read Psalms chapter 37 with me and Aaron. Because this is exactly what we see. The wicked, they just got so much power and they're everywhere. America is just, it got its deep roots deep in the earth, in the soil, and people's minds, and they're just spreading everywhere. Everyone wants to be an American. You go to Japan, and when they think of a foreigner that they would marry themselves with, they think of an Edomite. They think of a white man, American man. It's the same thing with Hamites now. It's the same thing in Africa. People want to be all over the world. People are celebrating St. Patrick's Day, 4th of July, Halloween, Christmas, Thanksgiving. And they weren't even taking part of that history. They don't even just understand what I'm saying. America is spreading like a tree. And that wicked fruit that they're dropping, them seeds have been sown all across the world. It says, yet he passed away, and lo, he was not. Yea, I sought him, but he could not be found. I believe that the scripture is saying just how crafty and sneaky the wicked are. They are how they ducked off. It's hard to they're hard to be found. I believe that's what that verse is going to.
Hey, it's kind of going into how the world sees the white man. The world sees the white man as this image of perfection, right? But it's like this is my interpretation. I don't know this to be true, but they see him as this perfect man, but yet there's evilness in the world. Niggas look around and be like, well, damn, who did it? The white man, like, I don't know. It's kind of like a if it's not him, then where and who is it type shit.
That's like
He paints himself exactly. He paints himself to be this image of light, but he's committing all these wicked things, and the world kind of just, well, I don't know. I mean, who did it, and how does this happen? And well, it can't be the white man. Who is it? Type shit. It's like, nigga, this nigga right in front of you the whole time. But I don't know. That's my interpretation. That's what I'm getting from it.
That's
Go
kind
ahead.
of where I'm at with it too. So I get where you're going. I can feel that. It says, mark the perfect man and behold the upright, for the end of that man is peace. So when you mark the perfect man, it's not an actual mark and you take a Sharpie and you mark them. Of course, we know that the scriptures don't speak on that wise. Don't speak on it like that. This is a mental mark, a spiritual mark. Where you're like, okay, I know that man. I see this man. hold on, this man is keeping commandments. I see him always doing the work. I'm gonna mark him and I'm gonna watch him. I'm gonna try and imitate the righteous things that that man is doing. Why? Because the end of that man's road is peace. It says, but the transgressors shall be destroyed together. The end of the wicked shall be cut off. But the salvation of the righteous is of the Lord. He is their strength in the time of trouble. He is our strength in the time of trouble. All you got to do is stand still, keep the commandments, be faithful over a few. This is the best investment you can make with your life. Giving your life over to Yahweh by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua. Best investment I've made so far. If you know me, then you know me. I mean, before the truth, I was just a knucklehead, bro. Just a knucklehead. Now I just grew so much in so many different ways, man. And it's all because I obeyed the Most High God. I mean, I'm way sharper. I might not look like it right now, but my mind is way sharper. I'm way more precise. I mean, my spirit is just cleaned up. I mean, I don't have to look over my shoulder. I know that what I'm doing to the average eye is confusing, but when you looking at it through a biblical lens, when I look at it through a biblical lens, I know that I'm leading my family in the right way. No matter how much hate, no matter how much people don't think, no matter what people got to say about it, I know I'm leading my family in the right way because it's the law, statutes, commandments. What can you say? God said this. I mean, we're doing this. The Most High gonna be my strength in the time of trouble. That's what I'm putting all my eggs in that basket. Hey, that's what I got. If I was to put all the eggs in my basket, logically, it's not going to be enough. I mean, I'm not going to be able to handle everything myself. If 3 people decide to come jump me, all the eggs in my basket, I'm probably not going to be able to get it done just on something carnal and small like that. If I'm just only dependent on myself, there's not enough strength there. I'm drawing strength from the Most High God. Yasharallah, Israel, Prince of Power with God. That's where I'm at. My eggs is with God. It's all in that basket. In his basket. That's what I'm counting on. It says, and the Lord shall help them and deliver them. He shall deliver them from the wicked and save them because they trust in him. Period, point blank. Period, point blank. There is no other way. I don't have any other options. Sometimes me and Aharon crack a joke and say, bro, we just too deep. I mean, we too deep in this. There's no way we can pull out. You know, me and Aharon crack jokes. If one of us trying to lead the truth, we're just gonna pop up and just jump them with the brothers.
Straight
What you mean,
hands.
bro? You know what I'm saying? It's not, and you gotta take it. Aharon talking about, bro, I can't do this no more, and I don't know anymore. I don't know if we really Israelites, bro. I don't know. Me, Debar, Malachi, Captain Jeremiah, Dahuam, Yadadiah, Zion. We're gonna even let Zion get in there. You feel me?
Just gotta get punched out.
You just gotta get beat up, and then we're gonna send you. Then we're gonna cast you out to Satan.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what we got. You want to leave?
Straight
Hey,
up.
this is like them gangs. The gangs. Get out and lay down, dog.
Right.
There's no leaving. There's no out. You said you wanted this. This is what we own. This is what we own, man. So this ain't just something you do for a year. This is really a lifestyle that you got to commit to for the rest of your life. Go at a pace that you can keep for the rest of your life. Don't come into this truth thinking that you're going to be on the level that Naquam is on, right? And move at his pace with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You're going to be in a rude awakening. That brother got a special spirit that only he has, okay? Don't think that you're finna come in here and be like Alazar. He has a special, unique spirit that the Most High God only gave to him. Okay? Don't think that you're finna be deacon and just debate everybody and win, and you're gonna put on for the nation and put all of this stuff on your shoulders. No, that was for them. They're gonna get a beautiful reward for them. All praises to the Most High God for them brothers. stepping up and being leaders for this nation in this time. We need them brothers. Let them brothers be them brothers. Find out who you are, what you're supposed to be doing, your niche, and just work the kind of spirit that the Most High God has allotted you. Look, me and Aharon, we're not the mightiest brothers. We know this, okay? Nor do we try to do, nor do we try to be, excuse me. We do what we can do. We figured out, like, hey, bro, I'm not that mighty. Shit, he was like, I'm not that mighty either. Let's just work together. Let's do everything together so we can get a good reward for this labor. So we can do a lot of work. I tell you right now, if I didn't have Aharon, I wouldn't be doing as much work as I'm doing now. We do 2 videos a week. That's what we try and always do. Go to camp. We always talking about the Bible. We started up what is it called? A chat and we have a network of people who actually want to serve the Most High God. We go in there and have intelligent conversations about the Bible all the time. That's what we can handle right now with the spirit that the Most High God gave us. We're not trying to be somebody. We're just doing what the Most High God commanded us to do. And we try and do a little bit more if we spirit to do it, man. So that's simple stuff like that. Find out what you can do, where you can help, whether it's donating to brothers' causes, smaller camps who don't have signs and plastic case, whatever you can do, help brothers, do something, anything helps. We're such a small nation right now, and the foundation is being laid, or the foundation has already been laid by Yahushua. But you kind of know what I'm saying. We're building up this nation, man. You can get in anywhere and help and be helpful. And be helpful, especially women. Sometimes women don't feel like they can help and they can't go out there and do the work how men can do. Man, it's so much that you could do. And I bet you if you really sit down and thought about it, you could figure it out. If you just be observant, you can see like, oh, okay, I could do this to make it a little bit easier for them brothers. Next thing you know, a year later, you didn't actually found a role where I like doing this. And now you're passionate about it, right? So yeah, I'm gonna grab it's on you, King. Go ahead.
I'm gonna grab this Romans chapter 8, verse 1 as my closing precept. It says, "There is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Hamashiach Yahushai, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. For the law of the Spirit of life in Hamashiach Yahushai hath made me free from the law of sin and death." That's on you.
This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 19. It says, "Quench not the spirit." So don't let your spirit be quenched. Stay away from things that's going to drain your spirit as much as it be possible. I'm not saying leave your husband, and I'm not saying leave your wife, but don't quench your spirit. If the Most High God put a spirit on you to go study for 5 hours, go do it. If you put a spirit on you to read 1 chapter and it only take 15 minutes, do that. If he put the spirit on you to drive down Admiral or MLK Boulevard and you see somebody wave you down, the spirit jump on you to turn around. Help them sisters out. Help them brothers out. That's what it's about, man. Because, we're being oppressed. Help out where you can. Help out how you can. And sometimes it's not about, you might not even be able to help them brothers and sisters, but you just turned around talking to them for 3 minutes. You just probably just lit a fire underneath that brother's spirit. Who knows? The spirit of the Most High God is like the wind. You don't know when it's coming. You don't know where it's coming from. You just feel it. Then it goes away. So we want to try and magnify it as much as we can once that spirit do jump on us. The last precept being Sirach chapter, I'm going to go to it today. Sirach chapter 43 and 30. It says, "When you glorify the Lord, exalt him as much as you can, for even yet will you far exceed. And when you exalt him, put forth all your strength and be not weary." Why? Because you can never go too far for the Most High God. So the waterfall, y'all brothers and sisters tuning in. Tazia, Shalom, Hebrew daughter, Shalom. Shalom. But with that, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, by Shem Mashiach, Yahweh Shah. Shalom. Until next time.
Shalom.